All right, so we are ready. Oh my gosh, here we are. So we are in a new season. We are in August. We are in the fall catalog. I'm here with Amber,
Hi,
who is
Amber Ryan, Superstore Director out of Wilmington, but I live 5 minutes outside in Leland, North Carolina.
And we have 3 other Superstar Directors tonight that are going to share with you guys on different ways they are jumping in. So I guess I'm going to preface this with the topic is jumping in this fall. And really it's just about jumping in, being scared and doing it without really thinking twice and second guessing yourself and knowing you're not alone. So that's really hopefully what we want you guys to grasp tonight. We are going to be using the 3 legs of success. So I am going to share the screen really quick. Well, actually, no, I won't share the screen.
Share the screen.
Should I? Okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say, unless somebody wants to see it. I'm going to share it real quick because this may be
some
new
people
for y'all.
there might be new people. Actually, put in the chat if you're like brand new. If you just joined like your baby consultant in your first like 70 days.
Yeah, if you're brand new, we would love to see it. We would love to see what what you know or don't know. Okay, people are already commenting. So if you've never ever seen this before, we would love for y'all to comment and let us know if this is first time seeing it or okay, cool.
Lots of newbies.
Awesome.
Oh my gosh.
Yay. Okay, great. Oh my gosh, 1,000 in sales. That's insane. Amazing. Amazing.
So I would, Chloe, just talk on that.
Yeah, so we're going to talk on this. So I did write a little poem at like midnight a few nights ago at the top because I wasn't expecting to share this. Now you can see it. So you can see like kind of where my brain is at with you guys for this season and where I'm wanting to really lead you guys. But you can see where I'm talking about. So we jump together, afraid, terrified, scared. We jump. We decide that lukewarm isn't going to make a difference. There's a big difference in lukewarm and literally submerging yourself. We decide that jumping in and submerging ourselves completely is the only way. We brave the waves together. We fell, then we fly together. Together we'll change the world. So this is going to be a really incredible season. I've never felt this way, just to let you guys know in a fall. I've never felt like, I don't know, there's a lot of growth, not momentum. I don't like to say just momentum, but there's a lot of, I don't know.
It is a different feeling. I feel like I think because we've been remote and virtual for so long, where those of us who are, seasoned, we're still trying to figure everything out with trying to get back into normalcy.
Yeah.
Give or take a few. I feel like there's such an excitement because things are kind of getting back to normal, but I feel like everybody has a different fire lit in them from family reunion, and we are in a transitional stage. If you're brand new with Dan Orchard kind of taking over and Heidi and Orville taking a step back and following their calling with God and everything. And I just, it's exciting. I'm excited. Yeah. There's definitely a different feel.
Yeah, it's a new thing. And I feel like I've been doing this. It'll be 9 years in November, it's insane. But it's a new feeling. And I can tell you tonight, the people that are going to speak, you're going to get a new thing from them. I read their content. This is all new content that I've never heard from them, or it's content I've seen them do, but they've never really trained on, to be honest with you. So it's going to be killer. So just quickly to go over the 3 legs. So the 3 legs of success, my husband, Justin, who hopefully will be on in a bit, he's playing right now at church, but he may be on the tail end of this call. He kind of created this tier of legs in order to keep your business balanced. So you can see right here, there's 3 legs. And so this is something all of us are going to be focusing on tonight with you guys, which are the number 1 leg is sales, which means you have to have sales for everything else to flow, right? You have to have the sales. The second leg is sponsoring. So bringing in new consultants, bringing in reinstatements, bringing in just anyone to Cincy that either was here before or they're coming for the first time, and coaching and training and leading, coaching, training and leading. And then the 4th leg, which is the stool, is self-care as a leader. So you all know if you have been doing Scentsy, if you've sponsored, you know that the biggest thing that leaders struggle with is actual self-care, meaning how are you taking care of not just yourself, but your mental health? How are you balancing that? And not just how are you protecting your peace, right? But it's more so how are you actually balancing your life work balance, or if you have a different job, right? There's a lot that goes into that. So we're going to talk about that tonight. So without further ado, I'm going to pull up our first leader. You guys may or may not know her. Her name is Katie Lassiter. She just had a baby. She has 2 children. She worked this business from the ground up, literally in an area that I still can't get to, and it doesn't work on my GPS. I can't say the name to her hometown. It's literally the middle of nowhere. And she has built this business, you guys, all the way up to the top of the company. Many people look up to her. So I'm going to start with Katie Lassiter. We're going to spotlight her, and we are going to unmute this little lover. Hang on, Katie. I'm trying to unmute you. Hang on. Crapola. Hang on. Where'd she go?
Unmute. There you go.
Hey, you guys. First, am I unmuted? Let me make sure I'm unmuted. Okay, I am. I am so nervous, and I have no freaking idea why. I think that's because it's the first time I've done a training since I've had my daughter. So I am extremely nervous, but I've taken all the notes. Can y'all hear me? Okay. Make sure I'm not freezing, all that stuff. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to say is, as you're jumping into fall, I really want you guys to reflect on the last few months of your business and focusing on what do you want to change? What do you want to excel in? And not doing a million things at one time. Focus on how have your sales been the last few months? How has your sponsoring been the last few months? Is your team growing? Is your TWV growing? Is your GWV growing? Your active frontline growing? You really want to reflect on how your personal business has been the last few months as you jump into the busiest season. So you're focused and you know where your focus goes. Where focus goes, energy flows. So you really, really want to know what direction you're going in this fall. One of the main things I wanted to talk about with you guys tonight is getting back to the basics of this business. When you first join, you have a first things first checklist. And one of the first things on the first things first checklist is to have a launch party. And so many people have joined. If you're brand new and you're up here, this is for you. There's a reason why that's on the first things first checklist. I see so many people drifting away, including myself, away from partying because of COVID. In order to grow your customer base, you have to party. You have to party, point blank, period. You have to party. You are going to exhaust your inner circle if you are not partying consistently. I'm going to use myself as an example. The last year, my PRV has excelled because the first 3 years of my business, I partied consistently month after month. You're not going to be able to recruit if you don't have sales. Chloe said that at the beginning. Sales has to come first. You're not going to be able to recruit or sponsor if you do not have parties to grow your customer base. You're going to exhaust your inner circle. So going into every single month, one of the things that I love to do is pretend like I'm a brand new consultant. Every single month, the first of the month, I love to pretend I'm a brand new consultant, aiming for shooting star, aiming for sensational star, especially if you've been doing this a while. January would be 5 years and it still doesn't feel like it. You can kind of get to a place where you're just going through the motions and you're not really excited about your business and you're just doing the things, scooting by. People can tell when you're not excited about your business. People can tell if you are just doing the bare minimum and you're not excited about your business. So pretend like you're a new consultant. You joined for a reason. Be excited the first of every single month, watching Dan's end of month video, getting pumped for the next month, front loading your calendar the month before. I can promise you that if you consistently that is going to solve a lot of your business problems. You're going to have people to get on Scentsy Club. You're going to have higher PRV. You're going to grow your customer base. You're going to have those sponsoring conversations because you have more people to have those conversations with. It'll solve all your business problems. So you have to party. Get back to the basics. one of the first things on the first things first checklist is have a party. So every month, booking parties, and having your own party. Now is the perfect time, transition month, to have your very own party for your customers as a transition, or as a new catalog, have your very own party. So pretend you're a new consultant every single month, reaching for 500 in sales. You have to party. Sponsoring, this is so important. If you're a leader above, sponsoring without PRV is the same thing as not sponsoring at all. So if you're somebody that's just putting $200 to $300 in every single month, and you sponsor one of your customers that comes out of that PRV, it's the same thing as if you didn't sponsor at all. There is no way that you can promote or get paid at title or grow your business if you don't have 500 PRV in. So if you don't have your PRV, your personal business has to come first. If you don't have your sales taken care of and in check, there is no need for you to sponsor. It is a waste. It is a waste for you to sponsor. It's the same thing as if you didn't sponsor at all. And so many people, and I have somebody on my team that wants to sponsor so badly, but she has $200 to $300 in sales every month. You're not going to grow a business if your sales are minimum. Your sales have to come first before anything else. Your sales, you have to figure that leg out quickly. And the quickest way to get PRV is by partying. That's the quickest way that you're going to get PRV. You're going to have a follow-up system in place after you have those parties, so you can take care of those customers. Giving superb customer service, excellent customer service. It's going to get you referrals. It's going to get you more party hosts. That leg has to be taken care of first before you sponsor. So one of the things that I wanted to share with you guys that I've done the last few months, and I haven't really talked about it or shared it. I'm one that likes to try something first for a while to see if it even works. I hear a lot of people struggle with like balancing the three legs, or I don't even want to say struggle with time management, because if you're focused on the right things, you don't need a lot of time if you're focused on the correct things. One of the things that I do and have done for the last few months right before I had my daughter was, for every 1,000 in sales, I would switch my focus to sponsoring. So when I got 1K in sales, that's when I would heavily start having conversations with people that ordered the previous month. So every month, the first of every single month, I make a list of potential hosts, potential new teamies, and people that I want to work with in my team group in Frontline. I do that at the end of every month. I normally do it when I watch the end of month live. So I can start preparing for the next month of who I want to coach with my team. Who do I want to have those sponsoring conversations with? I don't want to get to a place where I have time to focus on those things, and I'm like, I don't know who to have conversations with. So one of the things that I do when I run reports and look at my business for the previous month, I make a list of customers that have ordered a whole lot from me that previous month. So it's August, so I'm looking at July. Who ordered a lot from me, who has a high Scentsy Club subscription, who has ordered frequently, who would make a bomb consultant. So when I hit in August, hit $1,000 in sales, I can go through that list and start having sponsoring conversations. So for every 1,000 PRV, I focus on sponsoring. When I hit 2,000 PRV, because you want to aim for 2,000 PRV, you want to aim higher than that, especially if you're aiming to grow a strong foundation in a big business with financial freedom. You want to aim for 2,000 PRV. So when I hit 1,000, I start having sponsoring conversations. When I hit 2,000, I start having sponsoring conversations. And it's very intentional because I have my list already pulled for last month. So those mamas out there, if you've had new babies, time is of the essence right now. So I don't have time to be like, where's my list? Who do I want to talk to? No, we already have that in place. So when I get 5 minutes, I can go ahead and have those conversations and be done with it. You want to be very, very intentional. But listen, I would not know who to have conversations with if I wasn't partying consistently to get my PRV. I can say confidently, 75% of my Frontline came from parties. 75% of my frontline I met through a bag party or met through a home party. You have to party. Most of my frontline I did not know personally unless they ordered from me or they partied with me. You have to party in order for that to work. You don't want to get towards the 20th, toward the end of the month, and say, oh, I sponsored somebody, but I only have 200 PRV in. Don't do it backwards. If you focus on the 3 legs in order, and you do that consistently, you're going to grow an automatic. It's going to happen automatically. You're going to sponsor automatically. You're going to have high PRV automatically. You're going to build trust with your leaders automatically. It's going to come natural instead of it being forced. I see so many people wait to the end of the month and they start scrambling, doing personal specials. And this is going to step on some toes. I do personal specials every 6 months. So a Christmas special or whatever. If you are running your business solely off personal specials, you're doing it wrong. If you are only running your business off of the 10 bar special, you are doing it wrong. You are doing it backwards. And you're hurting your business. Go back to the basics. Go back to what works. Partying works. That grows your customer base. Don't overcomplicate it. I had a coaching call with one of my leaders this morning, and there's three legs of success: PRV, sponsoring, and coaching. When I go to book a party, all I say is, do you want to get some free stuff? When I go to sponsor, I say, do you want to get paid off of your stuff? And when I go to coach my team, I say, I want to work with you. Literally simple. We are overcomplicating a simple process, and it's hurting your business. So I want to challenge you guys to kind of keep it simple going into fall, focusing on the right things. Focus on your PRV first. So book your parties, heavily book parties in the fall, heavily. I'm not going to say COVID's over, but people are partying. You have to ask though. You have to ask. One of the first, especially new teamies, when they say, I'm struggling, nobody wants to buy from me. And I'm like, did you have a launch party? No. Well, did you book parties? No. Well, you're going to struggle. And there is a difference between struggling and not working. I'm just going to say it. There is a big difference between struggling and not working. I get so tired of hearing people say, I'm struggling. And I'm like, well, how many conversations did you have today? Oh, I posted on Facebook. No, you're not struggling. You're just not working. You're just not working. You have to get back to the basics. You have to open your mouth. If your mouth is not open, your business is closed. You have got to get in a habit of asking people in a way that you want to be asked. You come at me with a long paragraph writing a novel trying to get me to book a party, that ain't gonna fly. But if you just tell me I can get something for free, I'm all about the free stuff. Get back to the business. Get back to the basics. Do you want some free stuff? Partying, do you want some free stuff? Sponsoring, do you want to get paid off of your stuff? Coaching your team, I want to work with you. Keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate it. So I'm going to encourage you guys a couple of things, and then I'll pass it on because I know we have a lot of speakers and a lot of content. Keep it simple. For every 1,000 in PRV and 1,000, you think that's 2 $500 parties. So heavily booked parties to get that PRV. For every 1,000 PRV, switch your focus, switch your mindset to sponsoring. Okay. Be intentional about it. Don't go into every single month just winging it, expecting to magically have 2,000 PRV and sponsor 2 people. It don't happen like that. You might get lucky a few months, but for the most part, that's not going to work. Go into every single month with intention, with focus. Who would make a good host? Who would make a good consultant? Who do you want to coach? Go into every single month with an intention and prep your business. So that's how I've worked the last few months. It's worked for me, and it keeps me very, very focused on what matters in my business, especially if you're on a time crunch or if you're scrambling or if you're on the go. I grab my list. I take a picture of my list. I'm a pen and paper girl. I write my list of people. I take a picture of it on my phone and I carry it with me. So as I'm out and about, I hit that 1,000 in sales. I'm like, it's time to sponsor. Because last thing, and then I'm done. Do not be afraid to give up that PRV. I was one of those PRV whores. I probably shouldn't have said that. PRV whores that did not want to give up no PRV. Okay. And if I had a host that had an $800 party, I didn't want to give it to her. I didn't want to give her. If she said, I'm thinking about joining, I'm thinking to myself, oh, no, I don't want you to join because I want that 800 PRV for myself. No. PRV is going to pay you for August. But on September 1st, you have to start all over. Okay? You have to start all over. So it didn't really matter. And I say that, yes, PRV is important. You have to have high PRV. High PRV means you have that you have a lot of contacts to have sponsoring conversations with. So if you're having very high PRV, but you're not sponsoring, you're going to kill yourself. You're going to be like a hamster on a wheel. You're going to kill yourself. Start flipping that PRV. You only get paid off that PRV one time. And you've heard Chloe say that a million times. You get paid off PRV once. New team members is what's going to pay you month after month. Okay. You cannot promote without people. And if you have customers that are spending a lot of money, ordering frequently, have high Scentsy Club subscriptions, let them get paid off of their stuff. Let them get paid off of their stuff. It's going to come back to you tenfold. For example, I'm a superstar director right now. I said right now, superstar director, you have to have 4 frontline directors. Had I hoarded Stacy's PRV, Kayla's PRV, some of my directors' PRV, I would have never promoted to the top of the company. If you're in this for financial gain, and let's be real, most people are in this for the money, you are not going to make a lot of money off of your PRV. Yeah, it's nice being number 1 in PRV, number 2 in PRV, number 3 in PRV. But that is not going to grow your paycheck, okay? And you are going to continue month after month striving for high PRV if you would just flip some of that PRV. And I know it's scary and it hurts a little bit, but I promise you, you start blessing people with this business and it changed their life, it's going to change your life. You have to offer the opportunity. So start flipping your PRV. Every 1,000 PRV, aim for a new teammate. Aim for it, and don't be scared to lose your best customers, y'all. You can always get new customers if you are continuing to party. You will always get new customers if you will continue to party. I'm going to say it again. Now, you're going to always get new customers if you continue to party. Where this fails at is people stop partying. They don't have a follow-up system. They don't take care of their customers. So they recruit one of their 3 customers, and then they can't even get active. You have to be replenishing. You have to be replenishing. And the only way you're going to replenish your customer base is by partying, by expanding your customer base, by networking, by asking for referrals. Okay. This is a simple business. Don't overcomplicate it. So I'm done. I hope that was helpful. 1,000 PRV, a teammate. 1,000 PRV, a teammate. And I'm going to challenge each and every single one of you guys to get in that mindset this fall of, when I hit 1,000, I'm going to sponsor somebody. When I hit 1,000, I'm going to sponsor somebody. Okay. So I love y'all. I cannot wait to see your businesses grow and be blessed this fall. Fall's about to be lit. And I was last thing, and then I'm done, I swear. If you are not excited, maybe this isn't for you. And I say that with as much love in my heart. But if you are not excited for fall and for LTOs and for the busiest season, this may not be for you. This may not be for you. Fall is where it's at. If you're not on fire for your business, nobody is going to want to join you or host from you or buy from you. Get on fire for your business, because nobody's going to be as excited about it as you are. I love y'all.
Shoot. All right. All right, y'all.
So good, Katie.
Katie Laster, y'all. That's Katie Laster. If you don't know, now you know. All right. But seriously, Katie's amazing. Incredible incredibly knowledgeable in like the inner workings of how this business works. So I'm telling you guys right now, if you didn't catch what she said, you need to listen to the recording
If you
because
didn't take all the notes.
this woman is incredible. So next one we have up to bat. So this is a newer superstar director. She is a top earner in all trips. She's earned the top levels, all of the past trips. She has in the past year and a half. She is paving the way with directors, second and third gens. And she has an incredible story and an incredible testimony to how she really took her business by storm. And when she decided to make the decision to actually go 100 with Scentsy. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull her up. Let me find my Whitney. Let me find her. All right, here she is. Let's see. So it's going to be Whitney Hebel, you guys. And we are going to have her spotlighted. Oh, wait, was that the wrong one?
No.
I had her? Wait.
You had her.
Okay, I had her.
Yeah.
There she is. All right, you unmuted? Okay, we're going to go.
Okay. Hi, guys. I have to follow Katie Lassiter, so there's that. I am going to hide the comments in chat because that's what gets me squirrely. Katie is fire. I have to follow that. So let's just start with that. I am talking about focus and mindset tonight because I think those are two of the most important things, not just in our business, but in a I like to call the new catalogs relaunch or refocus or a brand new start to your business. Whatever you didn't do last catalog, you can start doing now. But with that, focus is a big part of our business. And that is what changed for me in my business when I started focusing on the right things. So you're going to have to do some self-reflection with this. You're going to have to ask yourself, what is your focus? What's your focus today? What's your focus this week? What's your focus this month, this year, this catalog season? Long range, right? Like, what's your focus in this business? What do you want? What's your why? So that starts with your goals with me. Huge to write down your goals, because when I started, talking with Chloe, and she's my mentor, she said, well, what are your goals? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, what do you like? I want to make money. I want to, little things that really didn't matter. So when we started putting on paper PRV goals, sponsoring goals, what kind of team size I wanted, what I wanted to do with the success from this business, that's when I realized, okay, here is what I'm going to have to do to get there. Okay. So I kind of worked backwards. I made a dream board with what I wanted in life. And I worked backwards to this. And that's how I'm going to break it down. So writing those goals down, huge, but also sharing those goals with your director, with your sponsor, with your accountability partner, with your team, with your leaders, whoever it may be. Y'all will see on Anchored In, like I post all the time. There's a few reasons for that. I'm a SSG now, but Anchored In is my home. That's where I was born and bred. That's where I was raised. And I'll always give back there. But I also share things there because I know it's going to help someone else. And when I came into Anchored In, that's when things changed, because people were sharing that. So I'm going to encourage you to share what you're doing, share your focus, share your goals, because that's going to keep you accountable in the long run too. Okay. So the other part of being focused is your systems. How do you stay focused? That's where your systems come in. Mine are, I'm just like Katie, and the fact that everything is simple. My team name is Simply Grace and Grit because we keep things simple. There is nothing in this business that needs to be reinvented or repaved or anything like that. Everything that you need to be successful is provided for you, whether it be in the leaders group, YouTube, whatever it may be. What you need to know how long to open a Facebook party. It's somewhere. Go find it. Okay. We have to start having accountability for our own business. You want to know what you do in a party or whatever it may be. Go find it. It's out there, I promise. Okay. So back to the systems. Mine are super simple. This is literally my system. Every day I have a checklist on things that I have to get done. These are non-negotiable. I have to do them. And they're actually based off of Katie Lassiter's label system that she uses. And I revamped it to a checklist because I'm a checklist person. I have a monthly checklist. So first, mid, and end. And then I have a daily checklist, again, with just the things minimum that I have to get done in my business to stay on track. That is my system. This is how I stay focused. This is how I know that I'm getting things done consistently. And I'm not veering, or looking at the sparkly things, looking at the mess in my office, whatever it may be. This comes first, and then I go on to things that are not as important, or that are the shiny, glittery things in our business, right? So Katie talked about overcomplication. I feel like overcomplication comes from that lack of focus. Because you're focused on the wrong things, you think you're trying everything, but you're really not, like she said, working. Okay, that's where it comes down to. Because when someone says, I'm struggling, I really want this business, I really want to grow a team, I really want to be the highest PRB. Okay, well, how many party conversations have you had? How many join conversations have you had? That's always going to be my first question. So we're going to take it back to the basics of, you may make the best graphics or have the cutest samples, but if you don't have the PRB, none of that crap matters. I don't have the cutest samples. I'm just getting into Canva and I think it's fun, but I don't do that until everything else in my business is squared away. Okay. So keeping focus on the 3 legs of success. I will put a little side note in here that if you have looked at anything with any incentive with Scentsy, what is that based on? 3 legs of success: PRB, sponsoring, and training and coaching. That should be a light bulb for you, that one, we have the best leadership in this business, that they're telling us exactly what we need to be focused on, and that's going to earn you an incentive. You want to know how to earn an incentive? You want to know how to get to the top level of every trip? Those are the 3 things you focus on, and in that order. Okay. So PRV squared away first. Things that we do in our team, or goals that we have in our team and our group, is active by the 5th. That's something that I started. I recognize every 5th of the month. This morning I sent an email. Then I asked those people to go live on their director's page and share how they got active, because if we're not sharing, we're not working together. Okay. Active by the 5th, 500 by the 15th, parties booked and ready. That's what I mean when I say PRV squared away. Once you know where your PRV is coming from, once you have your parties booked and you feel like you're in a good spot, that is when we start focusing on sponsoring. Until then, you should not be doing anything else until that is complete. You should not be training or coaching your team, or doing a program, or doing something, whatever it may be in Scentsy that's not income producing. You're not doing that until you have your PRV squared away first. Once that's squared away, then you start planting those seeds and getting some new teammates. And that runs right up with what Katie said. I didn't have Katie's exact notes before this, so it's just interesting that what I'm saying is exactly what she said. I love the 1K, and then focus on training, on sponsoring, because that's exactly what I have in mind. Training them up, treating those people right once you sponsor them, and treating them as a person and not as a number. This is not a race to see how many people that we can sponsor, because if you're bringing all these people in, but you're not training them, you're not coaching them, you're not supporting them, it doesn't matter, because they're not going to trust you. They're not going to want to be a part of what you have. And they're going to know that you see them as a number. So I personally, I don't like to sponsor, but so many people might, because I want to be able to, I'm a very hands-off leader. You can ask any of my people, but I like to be able to focus on them. And if I'm having 5 to 10 people join in a month, that's a lot, right? So, I will say that that's my main focus when someone joins. And again, we do goals. This is your first goal, shooting star. This is your second goal, certified. This is your third goal, sensational star. It is very laid out, very plain and simple. And they know what they're working towards and what they need to be doing to be successful. Okay. And so last but not least, I did have on the training part that, again, I've already said it, showing we're really, as a leader, people are like, am I leading right? Am I doing it right? We're pretty much showing them the road to success. Again, it has been paved for us. We have trainings, we have documents, we have everything we need. We just have to implement them into our business and stop worrying about whose we're using, or that's my stuff, that's her stuff. No, anchor it in as a whole group. Like, Chloe has lots of babies, okay? And those babies have babies, and those babies have babies have babies. The amount of content just in our group is, is just insane. So go search Google, and so go search YouTube, go search your director's page. I am sure it is chock full of information. And then last but not least, on the 3 legs, training and coaching. So working smarter, not harder. I always tell my leaders, if you're sharing something, share it on your director's page. Why? Because while you're training, maybe you have one person in mind that needs help on how to do something, whether it be open a party link, close a party link, stuff like that, that can actually be found in the workstation, side note. But share it on your director's page. Why? Because that's going to be sharing it with a whole group of people that is going to be affected by that than just your one person. Again, we are better together, and if you're not sharing, you're not working. Do not train on something you're not doing. This is huge for me, because if you, and you don't have to have it all figured out. Let's just start there. Like if you're working towards something, or you're trying to get better, because our business is a bunch of skill sets. Let's be honest. If you're not good at PRV, teach yourself how to get more PRV. Watch trainings. Katie just had a crap load of notes of what to do to get PRV. Okay. But we have to be focused again on what we're really good at. If you are a leader, or even if you're not a leader, and you want to be brave and you want to go do a training, but you're sitting at, let's say 100 PRV on the 25th of the month. We're not going to go and do a training on PRV when you yourself are not doing it. And I know there's a bunch of new people on here, but if you start getting that mindset now, that my business first, and then you reach out, just like on the airplane, they tell you what, you put your air mask on first before you help someone else. It's the same exact thing. You cannot be helping someone else with something if you can't do it. Okay. If you're dead, if your business is dead, you can't be reviving someone else's. Let's just say that. Okay. So don't train on something that you're not doing. If you're not haven't sponsored in 3 months, don't do a training on it. If you haven't sponsored in 6 months, don't do a training on it. There's someone on your team, I can guarantee you, that is awesome at that skill set, that you can say, hey, you're killing it this month. Can you please share with us on what you're doing? All right. Looking at my notes, just make sure I don't get anything. Okay. So the last part of the 3 legs is that 4th part, self-care. Super important, as not just a consultant and as a person, but as a leader, even more. Self-care to me personally is not just bubble baths or going out to dinner. It's filling your brain. It is watching and listening to a positive podcast or movie or TV. And I think we really have to be careful about what we allow in our space. So not just people in our lives, but this may sound silly, but I used to watch Grey's Anatomy, and I love me some Grey's Anatomy, but I found myself every single night, I couldn't sleep, like my anxiety was on high. I thought I was going to die tomorrow because Grey's Anatomy is insane. So I had to stop watching that show because it did not bring me joy. It was a good show and I loved it, but it was not something that was healthy for me. It was something that was affecting my sleep. It was affecting my mindset. And I was like, I cannot do it. It makes me think too much about the negative. So guess what? I haven't watched that in over a year, and I know I'm missing a bunch, but I don't even know. Poor McDreamy. All right. But self-care can also be just going for a walk or learning a new skill set for your business. That can be filling your brain as self-care. So say that you want to be really good at training or coaching someone, then take the time for yourself to go train yourself on that. So then when you're done doing that, you're going to feel so proud of yourself. And that is a form of self-care. Going to bed early, exercising, whatever it may be. Just make sure that you're doing it. Make sure you have intentional time on doing that too, because one day it's going to hit you and you're going to be like, when's the last time I did something for me? Okay. So the other part of focus is income producing activities. If you're not sure where to start with an income producing activity, start having a conversation. Ask them about having a personal shopping link. Ask them about getting their free Scentsy. Ask them about giving them the opportunity of this business. Okay. Just like they said, open your mouth. If making graphics, taking photos of products, having the cute samples mean nothing when your PRV is less than where it needs to be. Okay. And I know that's going to hit some people sideways, but it's true. When you, and I see it on my group all the time, when I see that when I'm asking you how you're working and you're making samples and you got 20 PRV and we have a brand new catalog, that's a red flag. Okay. And if that's not something that you can realize and that you can notice on yourself, like, whoa, my focus is out, I need to focus my lens here because I'm on the wrong thing. You love making samples. That is completely fine. I hope that you do have time to do it. But in this business, we got to do the income producing things first. Okay. All right. Last little section is the mindset. We have to get our mind right. This comes from self-care too. Are we going to sit back and have a pity party, or are we going to get shit done? That's literally my question, because I'm a very no excuses person. If you're on my group, you know that. Why? Because everyone has something going on in their life. Everyone has family, crazy lives. Just because you don't see it on social media doesn't mean it's not happening. Okay. Stop worrying about who's busier than who. Being busy is overrated. Are you being productive? That's what I want to know. Okay. So no one wants to party. We're going to keep going. No one wants to join. We're going to keep going. The best time in your business, and I will tell you this now, the best, most awesome, like aha moment time in your business is going to happen after you have the hardest time in your business. That time you want to give up, when you keep pushing, that's when you're going to have the moment where like, this is why I'm here and this is why I'm doing it. Okay. But we have to change that mindset, because who's in charge of your mindset? You are. Okay. And nobody else is. Your brain don't run you, you run you. Okay. Growth mindset versus fixed mindset. Look it up. I'm not even going to go into it because there is so much out there about this, but you need to go do your research and change your growth mindset, to change your mindset. Because again, this is something that we all have to be doing consistently. It's not something where we're going to wake up tomorrow and be like, I have a growth mindset, I'm changing the world. No, you're going to have to get up every freaking morning and tell yourself, I'm going to change the world today, and I'm going to have a positive attitude while I do it. And you're going to have the devil. You're going to have people that are going to want to bring you down. I made a reel about it today that I'll be posting the next few days. Every single person that's at the top of anything started at the bottom. And they had all the naysayers and all the people that were trying to bring them down, but they just kept going. Okay. And then I'm going to steal this from one of my besties in the business. I'm going to leave y'all with this, but you are a bad bee and you can do anything that you want to do. This is from Anya Faust, one of my besties. Every single morning, if you have to tell yourself this, you are a bad bee and you can do anything that you want to because you said so, not because anyone else said so or anyone else said you couldn't. If anything, prove them wrong. That's all I got for you. Chloe, come help.
Sorry, she wasn't paying attention. I was not paying attention. I'm taking
That was
notes.
so good. I literally am like, when I hear you guys talk, I literally am just like, wow. Like, honestly, they're so much better than me in the best way. And this truthfully is everything I hoped for y'all. Like this is everything I hoped for. So anyways, our next speaker we have is right here. So this is Amber, and she is also a new SSD this year. So she has a lot of knowledge. Was it last
September,
year? Sorry,
yeah.
last year. Well,
Coming
within
up on a year.
within the calendar year. You're not even a year.
True.
Yeah, you're not
True.
a year. So within the past year, brand new SSD. She's going to her first SSD summit next month with Whitney, with our other SSDs, but just an incredible story. So she has a lot to share tonight. So I don't want to take any more time. So we are going to go ahead and we're going to pull you up, little sugar.
All right.
There you go.
Wow. Hi, guys. I am going to go ahead and let you guys know that this is going to be a very emotional talk for me. I'm gonna dig real deep. If you guys know me, I am very heavy on the do it scared and don't let your dreams be dreams. So I'm gonna dig really deep into that. Kayla, you might cry, might happen. So for those of you who do not know me, I'm Amber Ryan. I am the Superstar Director of Feet to Faith outside of Wilmington and Leland. Katie's already crying. So I have a whole 2.5 pages of notes. Not really. I X'd out a lot. I'm going to be talking very heavily on what I planned for at the beginning. And God might lead me to talk on some other stuff. So my biggest thing that I want you guys to know is that you need to keep this business simple. You need to keep it simple. You need to not take what people are saying and make it complicating. You have got to take the fluff out. You have to stop thinking that you can do it better than somebody else, or that you need to reinvent something, because guess what? It was already done for you. Whitney touched on that. Katie touched on it. And I remember the last time World Tour, when we were all in person in Raleigh, the biggest thing I said was stop reinventing the wheel. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. And that was never, ever Heidi and Orville's thought process, anything like that. Stop making it complicated and keep it simple, okay? So when you look at the people, the SSDs, us, know that I didn't do anything different than Ray or Katie or Chloe or Whitney. I made it my own, but I didn't make it complicated. Okay. So when you see those 3 legs of success and you see us pouring into it and you see us talking differently about it, it's because our personalities are different. We all have different ways of working our business, but don't do that. Squirrel.
I didn't know it was on the flash. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Between my husband in the kitchen and you, I can't right now. Okay. Okay. Don't make it complicating. That's what I was trying to get to with that. Okay. So I'm going to bounce off of what Katie was saying. You need to start every single month, like you are a brand new baby consultant. Okay. Listen to me when I say that. If you don't have the excitement and the fire of a brand new consultant, just like Katie said, why are you in this business? Scentsy should be easy. Scentsy should be a passion of yours. And if it's not, I'm very sorry, but you're not going to be successful with it. You have to be on fire about it. Okay. Work every single month like you are trying to get shooting star in those first 15 days. Like you are trying to get to that first certified, and like you're trying to hit sensational start level 3 every single month. That is how you should roll your business. You are working income producing activities only. Like Whitney said, if you're doing the fluff of the samples and you don't have the PRV, what are you doing? Stop making it complicated. Stop putting the fluff in there. You don't need to do it. Income producing only. You're working on things to get sales. You are expanding your customer base. You are having joint conversations. You're booking parties. You're coaching your team. Okay. It's not about you and your leader. I know we open this up to Essential Certified. Everybody's on this call, but once you're a leader, it's not about you. Okay. Point blank and very simple. Stop making it complicated. It's not about you. It's not about your promotion. When you focus on the things that are very important, that's when the rest comes. So with that being said, you need to remember and keep in your forefront what your deep-rooted why is. Why are you in this business? For you to find success in this business, you have to keep your why in the absolute forefront of your mind. You have to know what is your ultimate goal with this. And when you reach that goal, then what's your goal? It's an ever-changing, it's an evolution of things, right? So when I first joined, I was in a very bad relationship, and I joined because I needed to pay my bills the summer that I wasn't getting paid, because it went from a 12-month to a 10-month, right? So I needed to pay my car bill. I needed to help with the rent. I needed to help with all the other things. So that's why I initially joined, and it changed drastically to the dream board that is on my wall right now. Okay. When you have a dream board and you have goals written out in front of you, I am hardcore. I'm a quote person. If you guys follow me on stuff, I have "You Are a Badass" that's sitting in front of me. I do that. I do Bible verses. Words are very important to me. If I see it and I tell myself that, then I believe it. It's in front of my face, and you can just envision it, right? So when you're telling yourself that, you're giving yourself that positivity, and that's right in front of you, that, okay, well, this is what I want to do this year. And these are my goals for my business. And these are my goals for my personal life. Then they're more likely to happen because they are right in front of your face, and you yourself are telling yourself that it can happen. Another thing, you have to have a heart check. Are you being personable with this business? Are you being a person that is making relationships with people, or are you doing it just to check off a box? And if you're doing it just to check off a box, it's not going to work. Okay. People can read inside. Guys, I am a behavior teacher. People can read when you're not being genuine. People know when you're not doing things because you're truly passionate about it. I just did a tackling social media training for my team. I think it was yesterday. If you're not sharing our stuff, you're not being personable with it, you're not using our stuff, people are going to read into that, and they're going to be like, well, what are you doing? Why are you even sharing this? If you're not even sharing it, I mean, how are you going to book parties? How are people going to join your team? You know what I'm saying? If you're not using the stuff, you don't believe in our products. You don't believe if you showed up, and I don't even know how many we have on right now, 264. If you're listening to me right now, you're on here for a purpose, and God lit a fire in your soul. And I'm so sorry if you don't believe in God, but we all do. God-fearing women on this call. You're in this business for a reason, and you're in this business for a purpose. Okay. You need to make sure you're passionate about it. This business, and I was talking about it with Chloe today, I don't ever feel like I'm working when I do Scentsy. This doesn't feel like a job to me. When I'm having conversations with customers, I don't feel like I'm working. I don't feel like when I post in my Facebook page, my group, my team page, that I'm working. And people can see past that. Okay. There's a reason why all of us that are talking tonight have found success with this. It's because we are truly passionate about, one, Scentsy, and two, about people. Be purposeful with what you're doing. Okay.
Is it time?
That leads into my next one. I literally crossed out everything else I had to say because I have a very important thing to say. Some of you on this call know. So if you know me, my shirts, my team page, everything, my life motto is do it scared and don't let your dreams be dreams. I have underlined on here, you have to be, and this was before what I'm about to say happened. You have to be willing to get uncomfortable and do it scared, and you need to build the plane while you're flying it. I retired from teaching today.
I've been freaking out.
And I haven't said that. I haven't announced
Say it again.
I retired from teaching today because of Scentsy. And if it was not for Scentsy, that's why Chloe's here. If it was not for Scentsy, I would not be able to have done that today.
I can't.
And it's very, not even like emotional. I think I'm still in shock that I was able to do it. But if it wasn't for this one, following her dreams and her leading the way, if it wasn't for Katie Lassiter, if it wasn't for Ray Ray, if it wasn't for Chastity, if it wasn't for the people who have paved the way and me doing what they are telling you to do, it wouldn't be possible. So listen to me when I say that almost 5.5 years ago, I joined April 2016. I never thought this would be my reality. My husband never thought it'd be a reality, but we're here. So listen to me when I say that if you do the things that leaders are telling you to do, and you don't make it complicating, and you don't reinvent the wheel, but you make it your own, your dreams are going to become a reality. And I'm going to pull it off the wall right now.
And it's in all caps, and Amber always yells at me when I text her in all caps, but
Because
this
she's
is
yelling at
this
me
is
when
in
she
all
does that.
caps on her dream board.
This is when I tell y'all dream boards, I don't, like Whitney said, I will never tell anyone on my team and my group knows this, will never tell you to do something I don't do myself. This is I know it might be backwards, might not be for y'all. Go is my word. If you can see in all caps underneath life, retire from teaching. That became a reality for me today. And if it wasn't for me being consistent and it wasn't, I do need to cross it off right now. That's scary. That's really scary.
Time to
If
check
it
it
wasn't
out.
for me, one, listening to God and being faithful to his calling and consistently showing up for my business and doing the things that we are telling you guys to do and constantly doing the things to find success. That's it.
Oh,
So
Whitney, I will definitely record her crossing it off. Don't worry. Y'all know I'm the social media
That made
psycho,
me,
so.
I feel like Ray right now, like getting very red.
This is Ray Ray as a person, and Ray Ray would
I never get red, but y'all, that was very
This
scary.
is crazy, y'all. I showed up at her door today, and
She hasn't shared this. You guys know she shares everything in her
It's
story.
just so overwhelming. It's just, and I'm not going to talk because I want her to talk, but it's just so overwhelming because I never thought, like, I'm best friends with her and her husband. I never thought. It's just, it's like she joined because she saw a post with me sharing a pair of wedges for a trip or
Going
an
to
event.
Disney.
Like, it's just
Yeah.
wild. Like, y'all have to understand that this is tangible and it's there and it's real and it's just it.
And I don't really care. Like, I'm going to tell y'all to keep it simple. I'm not going to dig into the PRV and the coaching and the sponsoring because you guys know that information and the other leaders are going to dig really deep into that, as Katie and Whitney have already. But I want you to know your dreams are literally on the other side of you not giving up on yourself. And Cincy is going to be that vessel for you if you get out of your own way. And I'm a teacher. I've been a teacher for 8 years. That's all I thought I was going to be doing. I've been doing Cincy for almost 5.5 years. I never thought that this is where I would be. I never thought it was going to be possible. But being consistent and doing the hard things and showing up when I didn't want to show up and constantly learning and growing and listening to my mentors and my sponsor and other leaders in this, it's possible. So don't for a second think that I'm an essential consultant and I could never do that, because I was a star consultant watching her walk across the stage in Nashville, Tennessee as a superstar director, getting her flowers, thinking, wow, I didn't really actually grasp what a superstar director was.
I was getting my flowers thinking, wow, what the hell am I doing?
So don't look at people and think it's not tangible, because it's very tangible. The people that you look up to, don't think they have it all together. We're still figuring everything out, but know that your dreams will happen if you, one, do it scared. If you do the things that are consistently bringing in income producing activities, do those. Bulk sampling, and I tell my team this all the time, you have to bulk sample, right? You have to do that, but sampling and not getting information for who you're giving samples to is not income producing. If you're doing that, stop doing it. Okay? Income producing activities only. Have conversations, book parties. I don't even know. That's all I have. I'm being Ray with the splotchiness, and I'm going to let her talk too, because that's her next. So that's all I have. I love you guys so very much. Just know that your dreams are not too far away. Believe in yourself, write it down. If you don't listen to anything else I say, write it down, put it in front of your face, because even if it doesn't happen this year or next year or the next year, it's going to happen as long as you have goals and you work towards them.
I
Done.
can't. All right, let's bring this other
That's
rock
very
star.
scary.
I mean, I don't even know what to say, but honestly, I've been okay. Before we bring Ray Ray on, I have been freaking out about this all day. And I'm just so proud of Amber. And it takes a lot of courage, it takes a lot of faith, and it takes a lot of hustle to get to this point. So just I want y'all to know before Ray Ray speaks, because she's retired and Katie's also retired. This is so tangible, but you have to work. It doesn't come in your hands because you want it. It doesn't come in your hands because, and I know Ray Ray's going to talk about this, I'm sure, with relationships. Like, relationships aren't just born, they are bred. So this is something I want y'all to know, that everyone on this call, we have almost like 260 people on this call still. This is tangible, but you have to work. You have to stop blaming these people that are not in your home on your success. It is up to you, and it's for you, and it's by you. It's what you're doing when your babies go to sleep. It's what you're doing when everyone's telling you you can't. It's what you're doing. Like, it's all about persevering and staying consistent and believing that you can, even if nobody else believes you can, because we believe you can. So who cares? I don't care what your husband thinks, or your friend thinks, or your sponsor thinks. I want you guys to know that us here, we see it, and we know it's tangible, and we know it's real, and we've done it. So I'm going to go ahead and spotlight Ray Ray before I get on tangent. All right, Ray Ray, I'm going to unmute you. Is she unmuted? I messed it up, didn't I?
You did.
Yeah.
You didn't unmute first.
There we go. I didn't unmute it first. There's our Spitfire.
Yep.
Okay, let me cross my legs, okay? Because this is how I gotta talk when I get heated, and I'm already heated. I gotta cross my legs. I don't know why. I know it's weird. Anyway, number one, thank God you announced it, Amber, because I've been having a heart attack all day, okay? I've literally been waiting to hear the announcement so I could announce it on my end, okay? And thanks for calling me out on being a little splotchy girl, okay? So, cheers to being retired because of this business. I'm so proud of you. It's truly amazing. And y'all, I just want you to know, Amber already said it. Please don't look at us like we are anything special. Like, yes, we are special. Every single one of us is special. All 255 of you up here have something special to offer this world, okay? I'm getting emotional. I don't know why I just got chills when I just said that, okay? So, number one, Whitney already touched on this, but I truly, truly believe that what you personally believe will be your reality. So if you go into this incentive, okay, thinking, oh, I can't earn this incentive, guess what? You're right. You are 100% correct, okay? But if you go into this incentive, even if you have doubts, y'all, we're human. We're human beings. We all have doubts. But if you go into this incentive saying, hey, I'm going to earn top 75 of the freaking company out of what, 100 and almost 60,000 consultants. I don't know the exact number, but it's right around 150,000 consultants worldwide. If you go into this saying, hey, I'm going to earn top 75, guess what's going to happen? You're going to push yourself past your personal limits. You're going to get uncomfortable. You're going to do the hard things even when you're scared. And you never know. You're probably going to earn top freaking 75. Okay? You're going to earn top 75. So I want you guys to aim for top 75, not get in your own mind and say, oh, well, I can't earn it. Because you know what? If you start off saying, oh, I'm not going to earn this incentive, you're not even going to work for it. So of course you're not going to earn it. Of course you're not going to earn it. Okay. The other thing I want to start off with saying is I saw earlier in the chat when we first started, we had a ton of new consultants or fairly new consultants, right? Within, whether you're in your first 6 months, some of you just joined yesterday. I think I saw someone who said she joined yesterday and has like 800 in PRV or something. That's wild. That's crazy. Congrats to you. Okay. I'm clapping for you. But it is actually easier if you actually go to your workstation, pull up the incentives tab and click the how to earn. Okay. There's a breakdown. You get huge points for promoting. Okay. So how many of the, 1, 2, 3, 4, all 5 of us that are speaking tonight, did you know that none of us get promotion points because we're already at the top of the company, okay? So all of you new baby consultants, whether you're an essential, a certified, or a lead, or even more, you have so much of an opportunity to earn this incentive by promoting. How? By focusing on the people, and the people will change your business, right? Because that's what Chloe always says, and I can tell you, it is 1,000% true. Focus on the people, and the people will change your business, okay? People over profit. She put it in the chat earlier. I don't know if y'all were paying attention. Write it down. People over profit. Focus on the people, and the people will change your business, okay? Okay? That is exactly how all of us got to the top of this company as an SSD, as a superstar director. You can't go any higher than that with Scentsy, okay? And it's not because we are anything special. It's because we focused on the people, because we are here to help change as many lives as we can. We want people to know, hey, you don't have to work a 9-to-5 job to build wealth. Hey, you don't have to get up every morning and take your kid to daycare that you hate dropping them off at that daycare to go to a 9-to-5 so you can put food on your table. You don't have to do that. There's other ways to build wealth, not just for you, but for your family. And not just for your family, but for your best friend's family, for your mom, for someone who you just met on social media. Guys, if you guys didn't know, I didn't introduce myself, by the way. I didn't introduce myself. Anyway, a lot of you guys know me as Ray Ray, but my official name is Rachel Spear Anderson, and Katie Lassiter is actually my sponsor. But just a little backstory. I met Katie for the first time. I had just met my husband, who was my boyfriend at the time. I think we had been dating for maybe 2 months, okay? And I went to his cousin's wedding. Katie happened to be a bridesmaid at that wedding. And literally, the only words that we exchanged was, hey, I'm Katie. Hey, I'm Rachel. Nice to meet you, basically, okay? We became Facebook friends. And now I ended up joining under her. Why? Because she spoiled the heck out of me after I bought a 6-pack of wax from her on her website. Had no idea what Scentsy was. She gave me some Luna hand cream. And that is when she asked me to join a million times. And I went to her and I was like, you're crazy. I'm not joining. Like, I don't know what you got going on over here in your little Scentsy la la land. Luna is life, but it's not for me. Well, I ended up joining, okay? Katie is now one of my very best friends. One of my very best friends. And if it wasn't for this business, we would not be best friends, okay? So now, this is what I am going to talk to you guys about. If you want to earn this incentive, this is the most important thing you should focus on in order to master not only earning top 75 out of the company for this incentive, but you will also flourish your business, okay? You'll get to SSD if you focus on this. So, relationships. This is a relationship business. If you do not want to talk to people, you are not in the right place, okay? I'm just going to throw it out there. You're not in the right place if you're not here to build relationships, build connections, talk to people, get to know people, okay? So, I get a lot of you are introverts. I'm not, clearly. But I do have my introverted aspects of myself to where, yes, even though I might not look like I struggle with talking to people, I do struggle with talking to people, okay? I do struggle with having conversations, especially with new people who I know nothing about, okay? So just because you see your extroverted friends on social media all over the place doesn't mean that they don't struggle in their own ways with talking to people, okay? So, but if you want to get to the top of this company and earn this incentive, top 75, level 3, whatever you're aiming for, you have to build relationships, okay? And when I say that, yes, you have to build relationships with your current customers, okay? So it is not, the follow-up is not always about the freaking product they bought, okay? It's not. The follow-up, the most important follow-up that you can do for your customers is asking them, hey, how's your kid? I saw that they were sick last week. How is she doing? Hey, I saw your mom was in the hospital. can I do anything for you guys? I just want to let you know that I'm praying for you. Or, hey, go to their social media account. If you don't know what's going on, go to their social media account, okay? See what's going on in their life. If they don't post things on social media, which not all of your customers are going to, it's perfectly fine to ask them and say, hey girl, I was thinking about you today. What's going on in your life? Then let them open up to you and tell you what's going on in their life. I actually messaged a customer the other day, and I was telling her that she had ordered something from me and I had a malfunction with it. Anyway, I had to contact support. I got it all taken care of, and I messaged her. I was like, hey, I had a malfunction with your order, but I got it all taken care of. It's placed, it's ready to go. I'll let you know when it ships. She responded and said, thank you so much. We've had so much going on in our lives that I didn't even think about it. So I responded and I said, well, I hope everything's okay. You know, I wasn't crying. She responded and said, yeah, well, we had a pipe bust in our house. Their house flooded, all this stuff. Okay. So that simple conversation, we connected over. Okay. That is building your relationship. Okay. I told her that I'm sorry if I could do anything. And that's as easy as it is. That's as easy as it gets, y'all, okay? Ask your customers what's going on in their lives. If you already know what's going on, message them. It's not always about, hey, did you like that Luna Scentsy Fresh that you got? It's not always about that. Why? Because there are 238 of you, and all of my customers could easily go to any 238 of you to buy the same exact product. I can promise you your customer is not buying Scentsy from you just for the product. They are buying from you because they know, like, and trust you. Okay? They are buying from you because they want to support you. They see you hustling on social media. They see you hustling at that event down the street or for your community. Okay? They see you out there working your butt off, and they want to support that. That is why they are buying from you. Okay, so connect with those people. All right. I don't even know where I'm at on my list, honestly. Okay, yeah, it's about making them feel loved and appreciated on a deeper level. Okay, this is more than Scentsy. Okay, so it's not just about your customer either. It's also about your teamies. Okay, so this is where if you have one or more teamies, you are now considered a leader. Congratulations. Okay, now you need to show up for that person. Do you have to be available 24/7? Absolutely freaking not. Absolutely not. We are here to lead. We are not here to feed. Okay, we are here to lead the way, not hand feed them. Okay. So it's been mentioned by, I think, everyone that has spoken so far. You do not, the way has already been paved. You do not need to reinvent the wheel, okay? But you do need to show them where the resources are for them to be successful, okay? Then it is their responsibility, as they are now an independent Scentsy consultant, it's their responsibility to go and utilize that resource that you have provided for them or shown them where it's at, okay? So set your teamies up with success without hand feeding them. Get to know your teamies on a personal level. The first thing I do when I get a new teamie or a new consultant that joins a new frontline, I ask them, hey, why did you join Scentsy? What's the reason that you hit join? What's the reason that you put your social security number into the website and are now a consultant? Is it because you want the free products? Or do you want to actually make some money and build wealth for your family? Is it because your husband or your spouse hates their job and you hate to see them depressed going to work every day? Is it because that you want to open up a doggy daycare? My dog's next to me, okay? What is it? Do you want Scentsy to be a vessel to a bigger dream, a bigger aspiration than just being a Scentsy consultant? I want to know why you joined, because that's going to help me help you. That's going to help me figure out, okay, well, if this girl only wants to join for free Scentsy products, that's great. But I'm not going to put all of my effort into someone that just wants the products. But if you're here because you want to leave your full-time job, okay, let's get to it. I'm going to tell you what to do, and this is what you're going to do. Okay? It's up to you to take it and run with it. And then the next thing, as a leader, your job is to recognize them. Does it take a lot of money to recognize? No, it doesn't. You could literally tag them on social media, on your Instagram stories, on your Facebook stories, on their wall. Tag them and shout them out. And just shout them out for the small wins too, y'all, okay? It's not always about a promotion. It's about them messaging someone to party, even if they got a freaking no. Shout them out. It's about them going live for the first time on social media. Do you guys know how scary that is? I know most of you know how scary that is. I never went live until I became a consultant. When Katie Lassiter told me to go live with my kit, I about pooped myself. Okay? Literally. So, shout them out, okay? Recognize them. Text them and tell them and say, hey, I see you. You're doing a great job. Keep going. Keep going, okay? And then the next thing about relationships is, it is not, you are trying to build relationships with those who are not your customer and are not your current teammate, okay? You are here to build relationships with people who are prospects for this business, okay? So when you're on your Instagram story, I don't know if y'all follow me on Instagram, but I'm all about Instagram. When I'm on Instagram and I'm talking about the products and I'm talking about the business, I'm talking to people who are not already my customer or are not already my teammate. I want to connect with those people on a deeper level. So when I have someone respond to my Instagram story, I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's not even Scentsy related. When they respond to my Instagram story and they say, hey, I don't know, your dog's cute, I'm going to respond and actually build on that relationship, build on that conversation, okay? Why? For example, I told this on a live I did, like, I think on Monday or something. I've been following this girl on Instagram for probably like 2 or 3 years now, and I never even realized she was following me back, okay? Until the other day, for the last 3 years, I have been watching her stories. I'll respond to something that she puts up on her stories. I'll comment on her posts or whatever because I like what she puts out on her feed, not because I'm trying to gain a customer or anything. I will only connect with you if I like what you're putting out into the universe, okay? If you're a negative Nancy, I'm not here for it, okay? I'm not following you either, okay? I'm not here about the negatives. I'm not here about the excuses like Whitney said earlier. I don't do excuses. We all have lives. We all have things going on, and your things that you have going on in your life is, I have them too, okay? I have them too. Just because I don't have kids doesn't mean that I'm not busy, okay? Anyway, back to my story. I didn't realize she was following me until she messaged me. She messaged me 3 days ago and said, hey, I want to order some Scentsy products. What do you suggest? And I was like, okay. So the last 3 years are finally paying off that you're now interested in Scentsy. I didn't even know that she followed me, okay? Not that I was connecting with her to get a sale. I'm not like that. But it just shows that you connecting with people, liking their posts, commenting on their posts. Social media, the term social media is called social media because you need to be social. If you guys are not taking advantage of social media, you are doing a huge disservice to your business, okay? It is 2021. It's almost 2022, which is incredibly insane. And we can literally connect with someone. I can connect with someone here in Murfreesboro, North Carolina. If you don't know where that's at, it's in BFE, okay? AKA nowhere. There's nothing around me except a freaking Food Lion, some cotton in front of my house, and a Dollar General, okay? I can connect with someone all the way in freaking China, in Japan, in Bahrain. Actually, yeah, for example, I was just texting my brother who lives in Bahrain. Yo, that's on the opposite side of the world. That is an opportunity that so many of us are missing. Connect with people. You never know who's watching. If your social media account, obviously this is a personal preference, but if your social media account is on private, why are you sharing on social media if you're only going to be able to connect with those that you already know? I'm on social media so I can connect with people I don't know, so I can grow. Okay? Doing yourself a disservice. 75% of my customers and my frontline consultants, my teamies, my frontline teamies, I never knew until I started doing Scentsy. How did I meet those people? Through social media. I met them through partying and social media. That is how I met those people. My business would not be thriving. I would not be an SSD if I did not party and if I was not active on social media. Okay? So, relationships are created. You have to work for them. Please think about your spouse. Think about your best friend. Think about your freaking mom or your dad or your child, your dog. Okay? Those relationships are strong because you both worked for it to be that strong and to have that connection. You don't just have a connection with your spouse by coming home and not talking to them and going and watching TV and not doing things with that person. You don't. You have to grow that relationship, okay? And every day it's going to grow stronger. It's the same thing with your current customers, your current teamies, and prospects through social media. It is the same thing. Yes, Whitney, it takes time. It takes time. Like I said, it took 3 years of me connecting with this girl on social media for her to finally be interested in the product. Okay? 3 years. Growth does not happen overnight. Growth happens, I think Whitney said it. Growth happens when you persevere through the hard times. When you keep going after you've heard no 30 times in a row. Growth happens when you decide that you're going to get back up and you're going to keep messaging people, or you're going to keep building relationships with people even after they said no. Do you know when I message people and I ask them to party, or I've asked if they've been interested in joining Scentsy and they respond back to me and say, no, I'm not interested. Do you know what I do? I make them feel that that decision is okay. Why? Because it is okay. This business is not for everybody. Our products are not for everybody. If it was for everybody, we'd all be SSDs, retired. No one would be working a 9-to-5 job. No one would be working at Food Line down the street. They wouldn't be checking me out. Okay? This business is going to, I don't know where I was going with that. But anyway, I'm done. Chloe, bring it home.
Bring it home. Bring it home. All right. So I have Justin on here somewhere. I don't know where he is. He's coming in after me. He is in Greenville, North Carolina. So if you guys, number one, are not following Ray Ray on social media, or if you are not understanding the importance of social media, you have to grasp both. I talked about this a few years ago about social media. You just have to. So please go back and listen to what she said, because it's very important. I'm going to go really quick, like five minutes, because I know I want to honor y'all's time and I want Justin to speak. So I'm going to talk really quick about the power of a list. So to be honest with you guys, with me and my business, I'm not going to tell y'all all my business. I had a difficult time the past 5 months. Okay. Difficult time. It was difficult for me to get out of bed. It was difficult for me to decide how to work. I didn't do coaching calls. That wasn't coincidence. It was because I couldn't grasp how to do them in this moment, because I had been doing this business for so long and I had gotten into a rut. So I want to talk to anybody who's in a rut or anybody who is in a difficult place. And I want to talk to you guys about how to get out of that. I have been in it to where I have been in ruts. Just being honest with you guys, after you're a superstar director, by the way, there's no next pillar. Okay. It's called Circle of Excellence. It's very difficult to get in that. I've been working at that for 4 years now. So for me, it became very repetitive, very boring, and things I was doing in my business, the way I was working. And honestly and truthfully, I was very burnt out. And so for me, probably about a month ago and really into the past 2 weeks, my people that I actually talk with in Cincy, Amber and a couple of other SSDs, they knew where I was. And for me, what I had to do was I had to start making basic lists. I had to go back to the actual basics of my business, and I had to stop worrying about, I don't give a flip about a Visily or what you're doing in this or that, or how many of this, or what your samples look like. I don't care what your signage looks like. I don't care what your logo looks like. I don't care what your face looks like if you don't have parties booked and if you're not having recruiting conversations. So for me, it got to the point where I was like, okay, I've got to get back to the basics, literally. So about 2 weeks ago, I decided how I was going to work this fall. I got in order, what was I going to do on certain days this fall? What was I doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? Whether you have a full-time job or whether you're just doing Cincy, stop saying you can't do things on certain days. I think we have gotten to a point where people are like, well, I can't do this on Tuesday because I'm doing this. Well, why? Because when you're going to the bathroom, I remember when I was peeing in the bathroom, I was doing follow-ups. So the first thing I want to tell you guys is you don't only need to have a list, but you need structure if you want to run a business. We've got to stop saying we don't have time to run a business. If you want to be a director, you need structure, which means that you need to know what you're doing, which means that you can no longer say you don't know how to train people, but you're going on YouTube and you're learning from all the people, not just in our organization under our umbrella of groups under Anchored Sense, but you're learning from people that you can learn from. You're no longer saying that you don't have the time, but you're waking up 2 hours before you go to work, which is what I used to do, what she did forever, and then staying up late after she got off work. And you're actually making a decision that you are going to succeed. So that's the first thing I want to say. If you're in a rut, the only person that's going to get you out of that rut is you and your dreams. Okay. You have to have yourself and you have to know who you are. And if you don't know who you are, which I was in that point earlier this year, you have to grasp who you are and you have to figure out who you are. Then you have to remember your dreams, because you can't just succeed if you just know who you are, if you have no dreams. You have to have dreams. So I decided 2 weeks ago, I said, I know I have dreams. I know what they are. I know I'm foggy, but I'm going to literally succeed at this. So I got my days in a row for what I was doing again during the week. On Mondays, I do full customer follow-up and I do full parties and full recruiting. I don't do anything with anybody else. So if I don't respond to you guys on Mondays, even if I have business hours, now you know. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, I do action plan calls, which means I'm training my team and mentoring them. Too many people are saying they don't know how to coach, and I'm confused on that. How do you not know how to work with your team when we have given you trainings and resources? And honestly, how did you get there? That's how you work with your team, right? You tell them how you got there and they can get there. So on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm doing that. Wednesdays, I'm doing mail outs and I'm doing customer relationships. I actually had an assistant for years that was helping me the past 2 years. You know why? It was a lot easier for me to have somebody who could come in and make samples and do things like that. A lot of people will rag on assistants. When you get up in the business, tell me how you can do it and we can have a conversation. It's very difficult. But what I learned, staying up the past week and a half, 2 weeks, making 500, 700 samples for this fall, is that you have to lead by example. And sometimes you have to go back, and no matter what title you are, no matter where you're at, you have to sit down, you have to do the work, and you have to share with your team how you're doing the work, and you have to execute that. And too many people aren't even at the top level of this company, and you're thinking you don't need to share and do what you're doing. And something I'm also realizing, there's a lot of stuff going on team pages where we ask you guys, I'm going to be just completely authentic. We ask you guys what you're doing and you're commenting. I don't care what you're sharing. I want to see what you're doing. I want to see the photo. Because if I don't see the photo and the link, how are you helping your team? How are you helping your team? I made samples today. What samples? What links? I'm sharing my Canva. I'm sharing my stuff. Why do I not see anything? So that's also something I'm seeing that's a little disconnected. I think you guys have to understand is if you are wanting to grow, you need to give. The core values of Cincy is simplicity, authenticity, and generosity. And the generosity part, I think we're losing a bit. I think that we are thinking that we can just sit back and we can be simple and authentic, but we don't have to be generous. We don't need to share. We don't need to share our label because we can get Amber's or we can get Ray Ray's. And the problem with that, when you don't share, is you're not helping the sister behind you or the brother behind you. And you're not going to grow in this business. You're for damn sure not going to grow in life if you're just after who's on the what did I share page or this page, and you're taking everything from everybody, but you're giving nothing. Sorry, that wasn't in my notes.
Say it again.
But
I know I'm unmuted.
we're gonna talk about the power though real quick before Justin gets on because he's still on. The power of a list. So I started and I just made a date. I wrote it. I have the SFR book that we all got, and 2 weeks ago I literally sat down. Yeah, and same thing.
You do it very simple.
Sticky notes or list. I started a list.
It's a teacher thing in me.
Yeah,
sticky notes. Make it very simple.
Very
write
simple.
it down.
Write it down. And so I literally started taking things like she
That's
has
like
on
what you
hers
do.
today.
That
She
was
said
today.
samples.
Till you came and
Start Crystal's party, one of her new recruits. Last day of someone's Facebook party, go through my testers, probably to make sure like what is old, are we good? Like, do I have parties ready? Bad parties, how many does she have booked? She's probably thinking, do I have any booked? Let me get them ready so I can book them. And then to send out her Calendly so she can coach people. And so I realized I had to put myself in timeout. And I think there's a lot of people that are it's so easy to blame someone. I blame my husband all the time for literally everything. Okay. I get it. I'm like, oh, like this sucks. It's your fault. But listen, we have to get to a point where if you want to succeed as an entrepreneur, this business is an entrepreneurial business. I don't care what anybody says. I literally could give two craps that you're an entrepreneur. Okay. If you are not holding yourself accountable and you're not doing these things like if you know that you're not booking parties, okay, and you know you're not having sales, like Katie talked about this in the beginning, no one can do it but you. So you have to sit down and you have to say, okay, I'm going to put myself in timeout. I'm going to make this list. I'm not stopping till I book 8 parties, period. If you want to earn this incentive, 8 parties a month, I'm so sorry, but I'm not going to go lighter than that with y'all. If you want to win not only this incentive, but you want to strive in your business, 8 parties a month, because 4 of those could join, or 2 of those can join, 3 of those could flop, and then maybe you'll get 2,000 PRV. 2 is not enough. 3 is not enough. 4 is not enough. So I'm just going to preface with that. But, I also want to tell you guys, a lot of us too, a lot of them talked about this. So I'm just going to kind of graze over it. With your team, you're so worried about just sponsoring. Quantity is important, but if you're not filling into the quality of these people, like Whitney Hebel said, when you're recruiting these people, what is your startup for them? Do they know about Shooting Star? Hell, are they earning it? Are you setting them up to where when they join, they've earned it? If you haven't grasped what it is. It's not about them buying a $99 kit. It's not about a free earn a kit because you have a freaking party in your thing that you can close. I don't care about that. It's about how can you help these people build a business? And like Ray said with the relationships, I'm not even going to get into it, but that's everything. There's no more than that. If you can't grasp a relationship with somebody, you will struggle. But I promise you, we've all been there. We've all been to this point in our business where we've been like, oh my gosh, what do I say to this person? Or you're having a difficult conversation with the customer, but you learn, you read, you listen to podcasts, you read, like Amber shared earlier, you are a badass. You give yourself affirmations and you get back up and you do it again. But what I want you guys to understand is this is not free. This will not come for free. This will not come because you decide to print out the tracker that you find on one of your pages and it's on your desk. It will not happen without a goal. It will not happen without a plan. So we need that. So you need to think before you sponsor the next person, how did you serve the person before that? Every time you sponsor, I love the concept Katie has with the 1,000 PRV and did you sponsor? As soon as I get home tomorrow, I'm already thinking, okay, I know I have 3 that are signing up, but I'm almost at 1,000 PRV. So like, where is that sponsor in that 1,000 PRV and in Cincy Club? It's just a genius concept. And very simple, but you have to think, you can't keep sponsoring someone and throwing them on your team page and thinking we're going to train them because they see something that hits with them. It doesn't work ever. 0% you're going to succeed that way. Everything is behind the scenes. So you have to understand that every time you sponsor someone, it's like the first person you sponsored. So that's very, very important. And it starts with one party and one recruit. It's very, very important. And when I sponsored Amber, I came down here and did a home party because I knew the impact. I knew her. She was an extrovert. A virtual would have been garbage. It wouldn't have worked with her. I knew her. I knew I had to come down here. So you need to know your people and your tasks. When you're doing your tasks, whether it's on your little sticky notes or whether you're writing it in a notebook, it needs to be daily, weekly, and monthly and yearly. Okay, all of them. I have a 5-year goal plan. Okay, so daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly. If you don't have a tight pole on that, a tight grasp, a tight rope on that, what's going to happen is you're going to wake up and be like, oh, I'm good. I'm so busy. Busy's a mindset. You know what I'm busy doing? Building wealth. I don't have time to say, hey, I got to wake up at 4, so I'm going to get off this call. You know what I was doing when I saw these calls? I would stay up and do every single freaking note I can get on this call. And then after I was building bag parties, making signage and doing everything, not once would I ever comment and make an excuse. That's the difference. That's the difference. Okay. So the last thing I want to say before Justin talks is people over profit. My dad has an incredible training he sent me, and I'm hoping he can train with me next month on this, but his whole training he went through was about people. He is a lead advisor at Valley Volkswagen. And this was one of their trainings where they really trained on focusing on people. And that's literally what we've talked about all night, right? So what experience are you giving to your customers? I don't care about anything else. I want to know how they feel when they get the package. How do they feel when they open it? Do they smell you? Does it smell like you? When my customers open my packages, they know what it smells like. My office smells a certain way. They know what they're going to get. They know that they're always going to get a new sample. That it's not regular. It's extra. You know why it's extra? Not because of money, because of time I put into it. So I want you guys to think, what experience are you giving to your customers, from the sample to the mail out, to the party, to the earn a kit, to the reorder, or to the rejoin or the join. The experience is everything. Everything. And quit saying you can't do it. YouTube's free. I'm done hearing people that they can't do it. YouTube's free. Stay up after this and learn. That's what I did. So the experience is going to make your customer do one or two things. It's going to make them rep your name, or they're going to go to somebody else. So where do you want to be? Because if you don't ask them, I'm going to ask them. If you don't ask them, Amber's going to ask them, Ray, Whitney, Katie, I can go on. So don't sell yourself short, because I promise you, you're capable. So with the experience, all right, what are you giving them with your parties? Parties are everything this fall. If you want to earn this incentive, you have to book parties. It's non-negotiable. It is absolutely non-negotiable. I'm still booking parties, and I have tons of customers, so I know y'all have to book them. I've been in it longer than all of y'all, and I'm booking parties. You have to book parties to meet people, to get people, to rep people, to get them to see that they can do what you do so they can take care of those customers. Parties are where it's at. If you want to earn the incentive, 6 to 8, stop stopping at 2, stop stopping at 3, stop stopping when you have one conversation about somebody who wants to join. Why are we stopping? This is your life. Stop stopping. So when you're thinking about someone who wants to, who's the experience with a customer with a party, okay? If they want to earn the most benefits, you should be talking to them about, hey, this is literally what I'm doing with all 3 of my earn a kits this month. Hey, we're going to shoot to 500. Your kit's going to be free. You're going to have $17 left in free product. This is literally what I say to all of them. You're going to have 3 half offs. You're going to have $100 paycheck. And also you're going to have me that's going to mentor you. And then we're going to get to 1,000. You're going to make 25%. Are you saying that to your party people? Every one of them. Like everyone. No, like literally everyone.
Say that again.
Okay. So you're going to say, okay,
Slow.
we're going to get to 500 in sales. Okay. So you can get a free business. You're going to have $17 left in free product. You're going to have, 4 half off items. And you're going to make $100. Oh, and you're going to get me and our team and our group. That is what I say to every single person that has a party with me. I don't care if they've never bought from me. I don't care. Because if I don't say it, she is. I love her, but I'm trying to recruit too. So you have to think like that. And then you're halfway to certified, and so on and so forth. And keep it simple, like Katie said. I literally have this in my notes. Do not overcomplicate it. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to find Justin. I'm going to let him close it out so I can honor y'all's time. I hope you guys still. Oh, there he is. Oh my gosh.
He's on your thing.
There he
He
is.
can do everything.
Look, sorry, I am tired. It's been a day, but this has been awesome. Amber, did you share you retired yet?
Yeah, you weren't there for it.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Congratulations. I was here all day for it and I almost blew away the secret of Chloe coming to Wilmington. So there you go.
You were here in
I
spirit.
know.
You just weren't at my front door. Love
Well,
you.
look, I'll say this though. I think it's funny that Chloe, Ray, Katie, and Ember say they retire. Whenever they say that, I kind of laugh inside. I'm like, y'all didn't retire. Y'all just getting started. So it's one of those things where you can, I don't like the term retire. I've never liked the term retire. When I was in banking, when people said retirement plans, I'm like, nah, that's your fun plan. That's your retirement just sounds, I've never liked that word. So that's why you really don't hear me say it that much when they talk about it, because I'm like, nah, you're just getting started. You're about to change lives. You're about to do what you want to do. And you have the opportunity now to do whatever you want to do and to find your true passion. Because a lot of people, I'm speaking on this from experience. A lot of people never truly find their passion because they're stuck in something that they were never meant to do in the first place. So you can use that inside of you whenever you're using, doing the Scentsy business, because it's something that you're doing a disservice to everybody by not offering them this opportunity. And so tonight I'm going to talk on like just one leg on each thing. So I just want to hit on one note with everything, because I know they were talking about the 3 legs of success tonight and how you guys can earn this incentive. And I'll never forget the first time I went to a reunion with Chloe. You guys know the story for the most part. I bought her kit. She really didn't want to do this, but there was a belief that was birthed in her that I've never seen before because of this business and because of going to reunion. And I'll never forget it. They were talking about, it was a top 100 trip to Greece. And they were going over the qualifications, how you earn it. They were going through all this stuff. And Chloe literally looks at me and she says, I'll never earn that. And I'm like, well, how not? And so there are a lot of people on this call tonight that are seeing that top 75 trip to Amsterdam, and they're saying, I'll never earn that. And what I want to challenge you guys is, well, why not? And I think I heard Ray say this earlier. If you have that mentality, well, of course you're not going to earn it. If you have the mentality that you're not going to lose weight, you're not going to lose weight. If you have the mentality that I'm going to meal prep, you're not going to meal prep, if you don't really have the passion or anything to do it. And so I just wanted to open up with that, because I think what your leaders are saying is something that's very valuable, everything they have to say. And I think everybody can talk to your blue in the face about selling, about recruiting, and about leadership. But what I want to say is it's a real business. And a lot of people get caught up with, is this really a real business? And it is. It's real. It changes life and it helps you find your passion. And you might, they say do it scared. You might actually truly scare yourself, because you might actually be able to use Scentsy and find something you never knew you were passionate about. So that's what I wanted to open it up with. And then what I'll say is, lifestyle and experiences is something that I own a branding and marketing agency. And that's one thing I'm always asking clients, how are people remembering you? How are you changing somebody's life for the better? How are you activating their senses? And I'm going to share a story real quick. And you guys probably got tagged in a post. We had a tragic accident here in Greenville. And it was 4 college kids, a high school kid, and 1 survived, but he got really injured. And the mom actually posted a bar of Lucky in Love. I think, was it Lucky in Love, Chloe? What was the name of the scent? I forgot. I think I don't know what scent it was. It was either Lucky in Love, but it was a scent that was retired.
Happy Go Lucky.
It was Happy Go Lucky. And we
Happy Go
need
Lucky.
those bars if anybody's on.
So the mom actually commented back and she got a flood of them. It got over 1 million shares through all the Scentsy, and literally she got a flood of them, so she doesn't need them no more. But what I want to say is, the mom of one of the kids who passed away, it was his favorite scent. And I've said it before, all you have to do is get people to smell stuff, and it's going to activate something or remind them something from their childhood, or a good memory that they had. And so sales in this business is easy, and PRV sales is the lifeblood, is how you build this business. But what I want to say is, you're not just selling a product, you're changing people's lives through them smelling this, because you're activating a sense, you're creating a memory, you're creating that experience for them that's going to be good, or it could be bad, but it could be something that, you're activating the experience on for them. And so I just wanted to say that in regards to sales. Sometimes people get like in this mindset, I don't want to be a salesperson, and I don't. Well, you really don't have to. You just got to think of it as, I'm creating experiences for people, and everybody likes to make people happy a lot. So that's the first leg, sales. I always talk about that. So hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, Heather Bullock said fresh cut grass. Chloe, did one time smelled the scent tomato vine, and it reminded her of her grandpa in Illinois because he used to grow tomatoes, and she remembered walking through the garden. So that's one of those things. And it's a marketer or somebody who owns a marketing company. That's their dream, to create something that activates somebody's senses. That's what they're always trying to do. And you can do it very easy with this company. Same thing with recruiting. All right. Lifestyle and experiences. You'll hear me say that all the time. You know, from building confidence to paying off debt, the lifestyle and experience Cincy can offer someone is one of the most, it's one of the, it blows my mind every time I see it, because every year there's a new story for somebody doing something that they've never done before. I've never seen anything like it before in my life. There's things that I never thought I would be able to do in my life because of Cincy. There's things, Chloe, everybody that's on here, and it's because of that. And if it wasn't because, and why I bought the kit for Chloe, you know, she really wasn't, I mean, she did get recruited, but the reason why I bought the kit is because I saw that it was easy to sell, because I got excited about it and I bought it before she did. And I was like, man, she's going to be able to sell this so easy. I wasn't even thinking about the possibility. I just wanted her to make $400 a month to make her car payment for a car she wanted. And so what I want to say is you can take that mentality of paying for a car payment to retiring your whole family, to buying something, or to building yourself the confidence to find your passion, make a couple extra dollars, and then not use Cincy still, but then work on your passion and use your passion to change your life. And that's what Cincy can offer for you. So what I want to say in the recruiting leg is every single customer needs to join. It's a disservice if you don't try to recruit any customer. If you don't want, sometimes it blows my mind sometimes when I hear people say that they would rather have customers, or she's such a good customer. Yeah, she'd be a good consultant too, and you could change her life. It's a disservice to not offer the opportunity. Don't be worried about the PRV. Like I said, this stuff sells itself. You just got to be out there and talk to people and let them smell it. Like I said, Chloe couldn't sell anything whenever she first started. She was a nurse. She was an introvert. She truly hated being around people. But because she took a bag party to work, and because she sent bag parties to people to have them smell it, it blew up for her. And then she started gaining confidence. And that's what it is. You have to start gaining that confidence. So what I want to say is, you know, in the recruiting leg, you ask everybody. I don't care who they are. You ask everybody. You offer them the opportunity. Everybody you need to ask. And then as far as from a leadership standpoint, I'm very passionate about leadership. I study leadership. I obsess over it. And there's this thing to where, you know, great leadership is not about leading others. It's not just about that. You have to lead yourself too. And I think you get confused sometimes because you think I have to lead others. Well, yeah, that's a part of it. But if you're not true to yourself and true to who you are, nobody's going to want to follow you, because they're going to see that it's fake. It's about being real. It's about being authentic. And so you have to develop a leadership identity. You got to know, you know, it's not just a title or a position, it's a mindset. And that's the one thing that I will leave this here. You can train and try to be a leader, but if you don't have it in your mind that you are, you're not going to be. And that's what it is. It's the mindset. You know, when you're a leader, you start to stand taller. You know, you feel deep, genuine responsibility. The buck stops with you, and you feel the weight and blessing of owning outcomes. That's one thing you feel when you start thinking like a leader. You think higher. You're thinking ahead, projecting into the future. You're not just working in your business, you're working on it, and you care deeper. So because you care more, you don't see your role as a job. You see it as a calling and a passion. And I think that's the key for you guys going into this fall. When you're thinking of leadership, it's not a title or position, it's a mindset that has those 3 points. And leadership is not something you do, by the way. A leader is who you are. It's ingrained in you, to where you're impacting everybody you come around, whether it's in Cincy or whether it's not with Cincy. That's that you just have that. You have that mindset of, I'm a leader, I'm going to lead this, and I'm going to do hard things because I'm a leader. I'm going to learn from my mistake, but I'm always going to have integrity, and I'm going to own up when I do something wrong, and I'm going to share when I do something right. And I'm going to share when I do something wrong, so nobody makes the same mistake I do. And that's how, and that's pretty much it. You stay consistent and you stay true to yourself. And as a leader, you will never make a big difference when you're distracted by small things. And so I get on to Chloe all the time about that. So there's a lot of, and you know, that's one of the things when she says she blames me for a lot of stuff. I think a lot differently in the aspects of a leadership perspective. And you can get distracted so much with things that don't matter. And this business, I will say, has probably 99.99% more small things that don't matter that come up that you feel like is emergency than the 0.001% of things that you should actually be doing. I always say, if you're working on Scentsy, if you're doing it full time and you're doing more than 20 hours a week, you're doing something that doesn't matter. You can be more impactful with less time than you can with thinking you have to fill your day with things that don't matter. And so I just think that that's important too. I wrote that down. As a leader, you will never make a big difference when you are distracted by small things. And I just think that's very important, because a lot of times I think you'll sit there and you work, and then all of a sudden somebody tries to tag you on Instagram and you have to reshare it. And then the next thing you know, you're going down a rabbit hole by looking at all these other different profiles. The next thing you know, you're thinking lizard people are ruling the White House. So just think about that as far as when you're trying to be focused and disciplined on your business and trying to grow this business. Don't get distracted by small things that don't really matter whenever you're trying to be disciplined to actually grow your business. The greatest gift you can give yourself is honesty. You will never be able to lead yourself as long as you lie to yourself. So keep that and be true to who you are. You have to learn how to develop skills you don't have. So if you're not good at public speaking, you have to practice public speaking. If you're not good at talking with people, you have to talk to people. If you're not good at, if you're not good at marketing, Google Canva. How do I use Canva? You have to practice your skills to do it. And I promise you, the more somebody shows you how to do something, the lazier you're going to get. So you have to learn on your own how to be great at something that you want to be great at. You hear it all the time. Ray Ray's great at social media. You hear it all the time. All these other leaders are great at something. That's awesome and that's great. That's their thing. But you don't have to be Ray Ray. You can be who you are and love what you are and find out what you're passionate about. You don't have to be great at sales to be great at Scentsy. You don't have to be great right now at talking to people. Those are skills you develop along the way, but you just got to know what your goals and your dreams are and where you want to and what you want to do. And you have to be passionate about it enough to where you have to make a goal. And you can break that down. Your goals don't always have to be, I want to do $1,000 in PRV. A goal this month is I want to talk to 5 people about this opportunity. I did the mini habits thing. I want to talk to one person a day, go out of my way and just have a conversation with them. And every day this month, I want to do that so I get better at talking to people. I'm going to take this. I want to do that. It's all about mini habits and developing those skills to make yourself better. And so I just wanted to leave you guys with that. I wanted to talk on one point and just talk on that and just think it's great that, it's just amazing to me how I'm able to see what I saw when I bought that kit. Now it's happening to people under us. And it's just, it's amazing. It's a God thing. It's blessings all the time. And, it's one of those things. You will find things that you have never been passionate about when you step out of, well, this is just what I have to do to survive, and actually go out and try to find your passion and use Scentsy as a vessel for that. And you never know, Scentsy may be your passion, or, hey, I'm really good at, I don't know, just anything random. Like, hey, I'm actually like being a carpenter, or my husband wants to be a carpenter. I actually enjoy helping him out with it. Guess what? Scentsy helped us find that passion, and we can do that. And we can change people's lives through that. So I just wanted to leave that there. Hopefully I didn't take too long, and then I'll let Chloe and Amber or whoever wants to close it out.
Perfect. All right. No, that was awesome. So we love you guys. I know it was so long.